Welcome back. So we shift our focus to matters politics, especially what's happening in the Jubilee Party, where the hammer has fallen on 6 nominated senators of the Jubilee Party. Now, the party's National Management Committee has expelled the 6 senators, among them Isaac Mwaura, Millicent Omanga and Mary Yane. Now, the leaders had faced disciplinary action over, among other things, insubordination and disloyalty to the party's leadership, President Uhuru Kenyatta. And as Rita Tinina reports, the expulsions take effect immediately amid an option for the 6 to move to court to halt the process.
For a party that has been rocked in vicious wrangles, starring none other than Deputy President and Deputy Party Leader William Ruto against his boss, the head of state's camp, it has been a long road for the party's leadership trying to put its house in order. And in perhaps its most decisive verdict to date, the party late Monday afternoon, through the National Management Committee, expelled 6 nominated senators from the party. Isaac Mwaura, Mary Yane, Naomi Jilo, Millicent Omanga, Victor Prengei, and Iman Falhada Deko, all punished for violating Article 13 of the party's constitution. In a statement, Party Secretary General Raphael Tuju said the expulsions take effect immediately and have been communicated to the Senate and the Registrar of Political Parties. Trouble for Millicent Omanga, Mary Yane, Iman Falhada Deko and Naomi Jilo began in May last year after they absconded a meeting convened by President Uhuru Kenyatta to ratify the removal of Senate Majority Leader Kipchumba Murkomen and Majority Whip Susan Kihika. The 6 had appeared before the party's disciplinary committee on accusations of flouting several provisions of the Jubilee Party, among others, blatant insubordination of the party boss, President Uhuru Kenyatta, and advancing the ideologies of other parties, the latter being in relation to the recently unveiled United Democratic Alliance, whose symbol is a wheelbarrow and which has become the hallmark of Deputy President William Ruto's 2022 presidential campaigns under the hustlers' narrative. The move to expel the senators comes just a day ahead of a parliamentary group meeting slated for Tuesday. Curiously, the meeting has been convened by Deputy Whip Farahia Haji and not the Majority Chief Whip Irungu Kangata, who is also on the party's radar over his letter to President Uhuru Kenyatta warning that the BBI was unpopular on the Mount Kenya region. Analysts argue that swift court action by the 6 expelled senators is looming, but the party might move with speed to attempt and fill up their posts as the Senate reconvenes from recess later this week. Rita Tinina, KTN News.
All right, so the party's disciplinary committee says the 6 nominated senators have to go home because they're not towing the party line and are not supporting the Building Bridges initiative that President Uhuru Kenyatta and ODM leader Raila Odinga are spearheading. So let me pick the mind of an advocate who is also an education expert, that is Kipchumba Karori, who's joined me here in studio. And good morning. Thank you so much for talking to us, for joining us actually here on KTN News Center this morning. So we're having a conversation about what happened yesterday at the Jubilee offices, headquarters along, here in Nairobi. But let's begin first with the message that, because I know President Uhuru Kenyatta knew about this expulsion of 6 senators. What message is being passed to the Deputy President?
I think, Brenda, thank you for having me in this show. First of all, we must situate the whole expulsion problem to the current political realignments. It is true that we are heading to a general election 18 months or 15 months from today, and therefore it is expected that the political environment around the country will have so much. But when we come back to what happened, the expulsion of the 6 nominated senators, we must ask ourselves, we must domicile the expulsion within the law. And the law on which the party has acted upon is to be found under the Constitution of Jubilee, the Political Parties Act, Section 14.5, where it enumerates what must be satisfied before a member is expelled. And one of it is that you must have advocated for formation of a new political party. You must have publicly joined another party. But what must be understood is that United Democratic Party, which Mwaura is accused of having joined, is not a political party in the essence of Article 14.5, such that Jubilee Party, JP, and the former party which transformed to UDA, which is PDR, they have what we call a pre-election coalition agreement. And when you read the first article of the pre-election coalition agreement, it says that this coalition shall be known as the Jubilee Coalition. Therefore, within the law, the spirit and both the letter, there is no offense that Mwaura, for example, has offended the law by associating with PDR, which is a sister party to Jubilee.
But then when my colleague Akisa was talking to the Jubilee Party secretary, that is Raphael Tuju, he said that it's not only about supporting other parties like, the United Democratic Alliance, that is UDA, but also they are not supporting the president's agenda of building bridges initiative and other utterances that they made in public that somehow humiliate the president of the Republic of Kenya, who's also the party leader.
You know, Brenda, one thing that must be understood is that when you read at section 14.5, difference in opinion in itself is not a crime. Secondly, the Building Bridges initiative was never brought to the Jubilee Party. There is no party organ that has ratified that the Building Bridges initiative is a Jubilee Party agenda. Therefore, you cannot come out and claim that Mwaura or the 5 other senators have offended that, because we have not seen any party organ that has met and ratified within its party rank and file that the Building Bridges initiative is one of the agendas of the political party. And the other thing, Brenda, I need for the viewers to understand is that expelling a member from a political party is not as same as preparing coffee or the same as writing a love letter.
In fact, I was about to ask you that, Wakili, because we're only seeing Jubilee expelling nominated senators, yet the other elected senators and members of parliament of the National Assembly, allied to the Deputy President William Ruto, have attacked the president in the open, have also opposed the BBI, yet they've not been expelled.
Brenda, what must be understood and what must be seen clear is this. One, expelling a nominated, either a nominated MCA, a nominated senator, or a nominated member of the National Assembly is not as easy as people want to peddle out idea. The other thing is this: we have Honorable Sotsi, who was expelled from ANC, I think, 2 years ago. But up to date, Osotsi is still in parliament because the safeguards around some of these remits are so strict that it can't just happen. Right. Second, to your question about why they find it easy in expelling nominated members and not elected members. First of all, there is no difference in law between an elected member and a member who is nominated. But when it comes to political activation of the same, there are problems. There lies the problem. The problem is this, that if an elected member, if you remove today an elected member, it means you have to go the whole way of replacing this member. The other thing, political solutions are needed. They are always needed in it is an on need basis. When I need it, I should get it. Political parties and politics in its nature cannot go the long haul of removing a member and sending them away. That is why they resort to the nominated members.
Are we likely to see what happened yesterday, that list that was given, this whole issue of strengthening the Deputy President William Ruto's narrative of the Hustler Nation and his political support becoming very strong?
Brenda, I will say this. The people who think for the opponents of William Ruto at times, they take political thinking for a joke, because when you are fighting a person, the political science behind it is that you reduce the battles to the area where you can fight your opponent and subdue them. By removing these members, they make the battle from so many. They are fighting Sonko, fighting so-and-so, fighting the deputy, fighting nominated members. At the end of the day, Brenda, what you are doing is that you are winning sympathy to this person. Secondly, you distract people from what you want to achieve. You cannot cannot be fighting all these wars and you are still fighting for BBI to pass. At times, there is wisdom in choosing your battles and sticking to them. I think also as a finality on this matter, Brenda, what needs to be known is that we will be moving to the political parties dispute tribunal shortly so that some of those things can be stayed, and the process is such that the first thing that is supposed to be done
But Wakili, as much as you're saying that they'll be moving to the political parties tribunal to somehow challenge what is happening, they also have the right to go to the court. But it is the same party's disciplinary committee, as we bring this conversation to an end, that Honorable Isaac Mwaura, when he appeared there, he said that a decision has already been made. What was being done was about a PR stand. It was about get rid of these senators.
But Brenda, that is the reality. This same media house hosted the vice chair of Jubilee Party, one David Murathe, and he cast aspersions toward the expulsion, and not in this media house alone, in other forums. So therefore, whatever was happening to Mwaura was just fulfilling his natural rule of justice, the right to be heard, right to defend yourself. Those are what were happening. But when we come back and ask ourselves, the question is this: does expelling members make Jubilee strong? Does expelling members make Jubilee live to its constitution of making sure that diversity is sustained? And the last question we need to ask ourselves is this.
All right, as we wind up.
What is the role of nominated members of parliament? As it differs with the old order, they are nominated to represent certain shades of our society which the vote or the ballot cannot bring them out. Therefore, they are not a vote bank of the party that nominated them. They are there to pursue several sectarian interests. They are not there to pursue the interest of the party leader. And elsewhere or anywhere, Brenda, differing with the party leader does not amount to differing with the party. There is the party leader and there is the party.
All right. Wakili, thank you so much. Kipchumba Karori, an advocate who's also a political analyst, talking to us about what happened yesterday. We wait and see whether the 6 senators will actually move to court to try and challenge the decision of the party. So far, we know that Honorable Manga said that she's not gotten formal communication from Jubilee Party leadership that she's been expelled from that party as a nominated senator. A developing story there, will give you more updates as and when we get it. But let's stay with the Jubilee and the battles within. Jubilee just went a notch higher Monday, following the move by the Deputy President William Ruto and his allies